The hidden signals behind Harry and Meghan's constantly clasped hands. Body language expert on what the gestures reveal about the tactile royals, including the subtle way the prince keeps his chatty wife on schedule. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex both present as confident individuals when on public engagements together. However, Prince Harry's habit of placing his hand on top in a hand clasp implies a level of protectiveness over his pregnant wife. Analyzing this image taken on a Melbourne beach on Thursday, Judy noted Meghan was happy to be looked after by her husband as they strolled along the sand. Meghan responds in a congruent, complimentary way here, pulling his arm towards her body and nestling slightly behind it to suggest a more vulnerable moment. With decades of royal engagements under his belt, it is of little surprise Prince Harry often takes the lead when it comes to public appearances. This is reflected in the way he often adopts the toe-along handhold where he walks ahead and physically leads Meghan, adopting a move favored by celebrities on the red carpet. Judy explained it also has a practical use. This is often a leading gesture, but we are seeing it more frequently on royal visits as Meghan will often be more chatty than her husband who had years of sticking to royal schedules. The clasp and arm rub will be Meghan's way of reminding her husband of her loving presence and offering him reassurance at the same time, Judy explained. The Duchess of Sussex is tripling up on this reassuring signal by pulling his arm into her torso and then rubbing his arm with her left hand. This acceleration form of touch makes it look as though it is Meghan primarily wanting to keep the tactile nature of their appearances alive, Judy noted. Her reassurance rubbing like this is quasi-maternal, boosting his confidence and ego in public. The clasp and arm rub will be Meghan's way of reminding her husband of her loving presence and offering him reassurance at the same time, Judy explained. The Duchess of Sussex is tripling up on this reassuring signal by pulling his arm into her torso and then rubbing his arm with her left hand. This acceleration form of touch makes it look as though it is Meghan primarily wanting to keep the tactile nature of their appearances alive, Judy noted. Her reassurance rubbing like this is quasi-maternal, boosting his confidence and ego in public. Even when it comes time to part and walk in opposite directions, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex extend their arms for a lingering hand-hold. Judy explained, a couple that keeps touching like this during break moments are emphatically defining themselves as an unbreakable team. The body language analyst explained it as like using the word we when they talk. It's a public announcement of the desire to be seen as a fully integrated and linked double act. If they do part here they will have let us know that it's only with reluctance first. This type of partial handhold with pointed fingers conveys a more practical message, according to Judy. Harry's part hold with pointed fingers announces that they are only a few paces from meeting their hosts and so should prepare to drop the clasp in time to perform their greeting rituals. This is a lighter hold than the fully entwined or meshed fingers that take the longest to drop out of and show the strongest of loving, intimate bonds. Judy added, this is a great example of the kind of tie-sign choreography that they are using to keep their public appearances look smooth and synchronized. Megmania hits Melbourne. Pregnant Duchess and Harry take to the beach, in their coats, and catch an iconic tram after greeting thousands of adoring fans, and even have a go at Aussie rules. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were treated to an authentic Aussie day with a lunch of delicacies including char-grilled kangaroo and barramundi before a trip on the city's famous tram to the beach. But in typical British style they kept their coats and shoes on while walking hand in hand across the sand of South Melbourne Beach where they met crowds of children with hugs and high fives before speaking to lifeguards. The royal couple have taken Australia by storm as they started their historic first international tour together, also taking in New Zealand, Fiji and Tonga over the next 16 days. Hours after arriving they announced they are having a royal baby next year, having told the Queen and other royals at Princess Eugenie's Windsor Castle wedding last Friday. Crowds waiting to see Harry and Meghan are growing every day, already far larger than those seen in Sydney 2 days ago, with some in Melbourne reserving their spot as early as 4 a.m. At their first engagement today they were received at Government House for a reception where they played games with young people. Meghan, who was wearing an Australian-designed Dion Lee dress and camel-colored Martin Grant trench coat, later tried Aussie rules in the garden and then changed into a Navy Club monk-owl dress and Rothy's shoes made from recycled water bottles for her trip to the beach.